What is the Upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 157 of my wrestling recap show, where I go through all of the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. And when there's a pay-per-view, I will be doing a separate episode reviewing the pay-per-view, but there's no pay-per-view, I don't think, this week, so we're in the clear. Let's get into the recap. We got Monday Night Raw in Ontario, California. Boo, not Ontario, Canada, which would have been better, but that's fine. We got Dom and Liv. They arrive in a lovely, not so low rider. That bitch was lifted up. We get Bronson Reed and Strowman. They fly by, crashing into a merchandise stand, brawling with each other still. Friggin' awesome. Dom and Liv just keep making their way to the ring. They ignore that madness. Liv brags about her revenge tour going exactly as planned, perhaps even better as planned. Rhea Ripley arrives, tells Liv to shut up. Liv does anything but shut up, trashing Ripley, so on. Mommy announces she's 100%, and at Bad Blood, Dom will be hung above the ring in a shark cage. Oh, hell yeah. We get Rhea has one more thing for Liv, and it's a wicked headbutt, dropping the champ on her buttocks. Really good opening segment right there. Liv was fantastic. Such a great heel, and that freaking laugh that she's been doing, like, it's so fake, but she knows that it pisses people off, so she's like really going in with it. It's ridiculous. Mommy with the big announcement for Bad Blood, having Dom in a fucking shark cage above the ring. That should be some fun shit. Good opening. We get Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser next. Zayn shoved off the barricade, crashes hard into an office chair. Ow. Kaiser running drop kick squishes Sami's head into the steel steps. Kaiser's counters the haluva kick with a haluva side kick. That was cute. Sami battles back with a German suplex and a haluva kick, puts away Kaiser for the W. Damn fine performance right there from Kaiser, looking really strong. Sami taking some mean bumps. Great selling as always from Sami. 7.5 out of 10. Really good match. We get the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. He power walks his way straight to the ring, ready for a match. He's in his ring gear. Tells Sami it is finally time to say no. God damn it, Gunther. That was hilariously cruel right there. Breaking California's balls, breaking Sami's balls, and you can tell Gunther's having a very good time with this right now. Fun stuff. Thumbs up. We get Kofi. He finds Xavier backstage to apologize for the last few weeks. Kofi brought some bootios and a trombone, looking to do some old school New Day goofiness. Xavier, not really feeling it. He thinks maybe they should be more focused instead. Kofi agrees, says, yo, Xavier, you make all the calls for a little bit. It's all you. American Made show up, Brutus being especially mean, doing a bunch of really strange, funny voices at the New Day. I don't get it. Yet again, the New Day seem on and off of the same page. Also, I guess I should touch on the Odyssey Jones situation that has taken place. So Odyssey Jones has been fired, released from the WWE due to a domestic dispute, violence dispute, something like that. Extremely unfortunate. I heard about this from a buddy at work. He was like, hey, did you notice that Odyssey Jones is like off the website? He's gone. I'm like, you know what? I did notice that he's been gone. And yeah, that turns out to be the case. So very, very unfortunate news. Not good. We get Adam Pearce laying down the law on Dom and Liv. Dom is traumatized, forced to go back into a cage. Freaking hilarious. He's talking about the hour and a half that he spent in jail like a year ago or whatever. Fucking great call. Judgment Day find Ilya Dragunov backstage. McDonough runs his mouth at the Dragon, who is unfazed. We get Dragon Lee with LWO versus Carlito with Judgment Day. Judgment Day attacking LWO on the outside. Rey Mysterio, West Coast pop out of nowhere. You know he's got to hit that in California. Operation Dragon by Lee pins Carlito for the W. Quick match, just adding fuel to the LWO and Judgment Day beef. Match was kind of back burner. We get The Miz versus Bronson Reed. But, of course, Strowman, as expected, attacks Reed before the match with an unexpected dive off of the barricade. Miz is pissed. His life was saved by Strowman right there. Reed destroys security with a 2-for-1 tsunami. Strowman assists in the security slaughter. They're just both taking out security guards. Adam Pearce looks like a very disappointed father. Just hands on his hips, looking at the madness that is going on in front of him. Pissed. Strowman and Bronson proceed fighting each other. It takes the threat of Strowman diving off of the top to kill everybody, basically, to finally make Reed back away. He's like, all right, I'm done. Yet another awesome brawl by the big monsters right here. Friggin' thumbs up, loving it. We get Drew McIntyre cutting a promo. Drew's wife also not wanting Drew to go into a Hell in a Cell match with Punk. She didn't want that to happen. But men being men, they're not going to listen to their wives. Drew will enter the cell. Drew says he will break Punk permanently at Bad Blood. A solid quick promo from Drew. Admittedly, not his best. It kind of just felt like he was just rehashing the same old stuff. Brought up his own wife this time. But yeah, at this point, we're just waiting for the match. There's not a whole lot more that they can say to each other that hasn't really already been discussed. They brought up the family. It's all there. So yeah, we just got to have this match. We get Adam Pearce announces a last monster standing match for Reed and Strowman. Then immediately puts out another fire as Pete Dunne is trying to murder Sheamus with a 2x4. Poor Adam, he is having himself a busy night, but that's an awesome announcement right there. Last man standing. That's exactly what the doctor ordered between Reed and Strowman. That should be awesome. We get the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Damage Control, Kairi Sane and Io Sky. We get the tag champions Belair and Cargill. Tense pep talk with Damage Control before their match, so they're still not cool with each other. Unholy Union attacking Sane's eye, keeping her cornered. Io, great hot tag, nice double missile drop kick. Sane with the elbow to the outside on Alba. Io nails the over the moonsault, and Damage Control pick up the dub. Really solid tag match right there. Damage Control, some good teamwork. Io, awesome hot tag. She was on fire. Solid work from Unholy Union, using lots of those heelish tactics, if you will. We move on. It is New Day, Kofi and Xavier Woods versus the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius with American Made. Woods and Julius dueling superplexes. Pretty neat spot right there. Kofi, nice trust fall, wipes out American Made. Kofi counters Julius's counter into a terrible, a Trouble in Paradise, my goodness. Xavier attacks Gable instead of winning the match. Woods hit with a Brutus cannon bomb combo by the Creeds, and the Creeds pick up a big win right there. Woods in charge. He drops the ball hard for New Day this week. They had the win, and then Xavier had to do whatever he had to do, and then they lost. Kofi, really good work, and proud of the Creeds grabbing a big W. Those guys are future tag team champions. Absolutely. They're so fucking good. And now when they're working with Gable, you can see that they're really trying to bring out a comedy side, especially Brutus. But yeah, good match. 7 out of 10. We get Ray and LWO find New Day backstage, trying to apologize for the miscommunication last week. Xavier less than receptive to the apology. Instead, Woods gets a match against Rey Mysterio. And yeah, it looks like Xavier Woods is attempting to turn heel right here. I'm not really sure how I feel about this. I've not really been into this whole New Day falling apart storyline. It is like Xavier's been great. I mean, he's performing very well. I like his emotion. His wrestling is great. I just don't know if I want him to go down the heel road. But then I get reminded of his TNA days. I'm pretty sure he was a heel when he was, I don't remember what the hell he was called in TNA, but I don't care. I'm happy that Xavier looks like he's getting the push here. It's his turn. Big E got a chance. Kofi got a chance. Let's do something with Xavier Woods. I just don't know if this whole New Day drama and him turning into a heel, I just don't know if that's my favorite thing. Though, I get they want to try something different instead of like let's just do another rally behind a New Day member and they win, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about this Xavier Woods situation. Main event time. Intercontinental Championship on the line. Braun Breaker defends against Jey Uso. Crowd is electric for Uso's entrance through the arena. Braun, we get into the match. Braun effortlessly tossing around Jey, saying, "It's too easy for me. I'm too big." Breaker diving clothesline to Jey sends both over the announce table. Jey pop-up Samoan drop gets a near fall. Breaker's awesome run up Frankensteiner pops the crowd. That's a thumbs up. Breaker pop-up power slam nails a spear on the outside. Breaker's spear is countered with a Jey spear. Uso splash connects and the nearest of near falls. Holy fuck, that was a close one. Braun's super speared with a Uso super kick. What? Braun's spear, I guess I'm saying Braun's spear is countered with an Uso super kick and a spear through the friggin' barricade. Goddamn. Uso hits another spear inside the ring and a splash combo, pins, and new Intercontinental Champion. It is Jey frickin' Uso. After 14 years and 6 attempts, Jey Uso has finally captured singles gold in the WWE. Thumbs up for that. Absolute banger of a main event match. Big match feel for this one. Like, the crowd was electric throughout. Breaker, short but sweet run as champion, definitely impressed a lot of people. He's definitely put himself on the map for sure. Breaker, some like Kurt Angle level near falls on there. Holy fuck. All he's got to do is learn to keep his eyes closed like Kurt Angle did, and my goodness. Uso, great effort. Big comeback performance right there. 8.5 out of 10. Big fireworks celebration for Jey to end the show. Beyond deserved for Jey Uso. Yeet. Thumbs up. And that's a great Raw in California. Liv and Rhea going real strong still. Quiet week for CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. That's okay. They can get a pass. Woods getting closer to that heel turn becoming official. Strowman and Reed, another loud, exciting brawl. Really good wrestling, topped with a banger main event matchup. Awesome moment for Jey Uso. Yeet. 8 out of 10. And now we'll go to the land of NXT. We got Women's North American Championship on the line. Kalani Jordan defends against Ren Sinclair with no quarter catch crew. Kalani diving spin kick rocks Ren right in the head. That looked like it connected. Sinclair pulling off some suplexes for Charlie, making him happy. No quarter catch crew talking mad trash to Kalani on the outside. Ren accidentally wipes out her own squad with a wicked crossbody. Kalani split-legged moonsault, pins and retains the North American Championship. Good opening matchup here. Ren, really good effort, nice counters, and she took one hell of a kick to the head. So yeah, nice effort. Kalani, another good performance. I like the chemistry between her and Sinclair. Wouldn't mind them continuing on. 7 out of 10. We get NXT champion Ethan Page having a press conference, answering questions about the big title match in Chicago. Page confidence at a very high level. Quality heel work right here from Ethan. We get CM Punk. He's here. He has a pep talk backstage with Trick Willie. Punk assures Trick there will be no shenanigans during the match. Punk also wants Trick to win. So just go away, CM Punk. I don't like you. Grayson Waller effect on NXT with Austin Theory. A-Town Down Under talking trash about NXT Tag Team Champions Fraxium before inviting them onto the show. Fraxium says they are fine. There is no drama. They're good. Frazier points out that Waller and Theory have been on different pages recently. A-Town fires back saying they have proven they belong in the WWE. That is not what Fraxium was saying. Anyway, Frazier points out another flaw. Why is the show named only after Grayson Waller? That's a good question. A-Town argue a little and then they attack the champions and hold up the tag titles. Pretty good segment right here. You know, Fraxium planting a couple of more seeds for A-Town Down Under to eventually implode on each other. But, yeah, I mean, what could you call it? The Grayson Waller effect, the Grayson Theory effect. Yeah, there's a lot of things. But Grayson's like, oh, I have it trademarked and everything like that and stuff like pretty good. I like this segment. It's good stuff. We get Lexis King with the most insane facial hair that has ever been seen on a human being's face. What the fucking fuck is that? That dude's got the sharpest lines, the most definition. It's insane. I don't get it. I was so thrown off and so distracted by the facial hair. I don't know what he said to Ora Mensa. I could care less. I just need to know more about the hair. We get Hank and Tank. They're here, going up against Gallows and Anderson. Both teams hockey fight to start the match off. Hank and Tank combo spear power slam on Gallows. They grab another big win. That's what I'm talking about, Hank and Tank. Fun, quick tag team match right there. We get Cedric and Javon just minding their own business backstage. A-Town Down Under arrive, start running their mouths. Javon says, look out, Kevin Owens is behind you. Austin and Grayson get scared, and then they get angry. That was funny. We get Lexis King versus Ora Mensa up next, with the metaphor. Mensa tossed out of the ring, really rough looking landing right there. King foot on the ropes, changes his mind, not wanting to cheat to win. Ora says, fuck it, I'll do it. He puts his foots on the ropes, and Mensa grabs the win away from King. All right, okay match right there. Some hard chops back and forth. More of a storyline match, I would say, because Lexis King all of a sudden trying to be a good guy now. And I really enjoyed that Ora Mensa was like, fuck that, I'm going to cheat on you, bitch. So that was some interesting stuff. We get the Dawn and the family getting back to basics with some good old-fashioned training for Obafemi. And they do it in a montage fashion. You know, you got punching bags. They're doing the whole fucking thing. Not quite Rocky levels. We don't have, like, Eye of the Tiger playing or anything, but good. Dawn gets into a boxing match with a massive opponent. Dawn gets knocked down, but he gets back up and gets the KO. That was literally just like a mini Rocky movie. I mean, with Tony D'Angelo playing Rocky. That was a ton of fun. I like that segment a lot. Thumbs up. I love Rocky movies, by the way. Riley Osborne except for Rocky 5. Fuck Rocky 5. All the rest of them are fine. Riley Osborne with Thea versus Ridge Holland. Osborne dives onto Ridge before the bell. Ridge hard lariat and then suplexes Riley out of the ring. Osborne avoids the knee of Holland, landing the shooting star press. Very impressive. Ridge catches Riley mid-air, nails the Redeemer for another dub. Solid quick matchup right here. Osborne with some impressive high flying throughout. Ridge then attacks Osborne after the match. Riley fights back, leaping off the steps, wiping out Ridge. All right, so we're continuing on. Is Riley Osborne going to emerge out of this? It still looks like Ridge Holland. I don't know. They're trying to do things with Ridge. I don't know, man. I think they blew their load too early. I think Ridge was doing just fine with Chase U. They should have kept that going, but here we are. We got Wesley and Zachary Wentz in separate rooms, swearing at each other. They're dropping fucks. They're dropping shits. It's all over there, and they're just... they're yelling at each other, saying they are gonna beat the fuck out of each other during their match and all that. Wes talks about Wentz's wife. Of course, this makes Zach charge for Wes's room. They brawl a little bit before getting separated. So these segments I'm never a fan of. I hate the separate room situation. They're talking shit. Like, I hate that because it generally always ends up this way. They run after each other. They're 10 feet away from each other. They know what rooms they're in. Like, come on now. I hate those segments, but it was some good trash talk. Tons of swearing going on there, so they just let them... It was all getting bleeped out and stuff, but a lot of swearing going on to try and level up this rivalry. But yeah, I think it's already leveled up enough. Pretty good. Anyway, we move on. It's Carmen Petrovic and Brynlee Reese versus Wendy Chu and Rosemary. Ashante, the Adonis, arrives to give a real fake fan a flower. Carmen is rattled, leaves Brynlee all alone to yell at Ashante. Rosemary wrecks Reese with a cool finisher. The scary ladies grab the win. More storyline-focused match right here on Ashante and Carmen. I don't really care all that much about this little love triangle thing, I guess, with Ashante and Carmen or whatever the heck. Man, I'm not really feeling this. We get Ethan Page tell CM Punk he doesn't want any of his drama in Chicago. Punk, offense taken, says he's gonna call it down the middle. I mean, come on now, you're CM Punk. You're not gonna call shit down the middle. Fatal Influence press conference aiming to be at the top of the NXT women's division. Lola Vice and Jada Pinkett burst into the conference making a ruckus. Security maintains control for once. Well done. We get Cedric Alexander and Javon Evans versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Javon and Cedric, nice teamwork, hitting a tandem dive together. Grayson hits a sidekick. This really upsets Booker T on commentary. He's like, come on, man. Evans goes crazy with 2 running dives, almost wrecking himself both times. Fraxium arrives, accidentally knocks Javon off of the ropes. A-Town take advantage, picking up the W. That was a lame-ass finish right there, but throughout the match, Javon Evans was freaking sensational, so thumbs up for him. Match was okay. We get Trick Willie press conference, says he will be the next NXT champion. Short but sweet, alright. We get the press conference with Julia and Roxanne Perez. Julia, long answer, I believe it's Funaki, who is pretending to write things down, but he's not doing anything. Funaki then translates what she says, but in not the best English. They put up subtitles to try and help. Oh boy. Roxanne is bragging Julia came to NXT just for the opportunity to fight the NXT Women's Champion. Stephanie Vacour appears on screen announcing she's got the winner. That was a fucking mess of a press conference right there. Funaki can't translate. You know, he's not even good at speaking English, so that was a miss. Julia ended up speaking English anyway. That was a miss. What the hell? That was just a mess. Kind of a funny mess, though. Like, it was so just bad that it was kind of funny for me. Not the best show this week overall, setting up the upcoming Chicago and St. Louis shows. Fraxium on Waller Effect, that was pretty good. Opening women's North American title match, that was a pretty good match. The Dawn's training montage, that was entertaining. The rest of the show, kind of 5.5 out of 10 for NXT. All right, let's head over to the SmackDown. We are in Oklahoma, baby. Randy Orton starts the show for the very excited crowd with a promo. Randy giving these 2 young fans in the front row dressed up like Cody Rhodes, giving them some fist bumps. That was a very nice, cute moment right there. Randy invites the champion Cody Rhodes to the ring to address the Roman Reigns situation. Cody assures Randy that Cody and Roman will work together fine to finally defeat the Bloodline. Randy warns Cody to not make it a problem. This brings Kevin Owens into the chat, and why not the Bloodline also? Everyone's out here. Solo tries to drive a wedge between Rhodes, Randy, and Kevin. Doesn't work. Instead, RKO will tag against Bloodline later in this show. A decent open, definitely got the crowd excited. They were already excited with all the entrances and stuff, but that was nice. Took lots of time without any new information here. You know, all the entrances, that took like fucking 20 minutes. And yeah, we didn't really get anything new out of this, but it was fine. We get backstage. It's Nia Jax gets aggressive with Tiffy, choking her just a little bit to show Tiffy who's the boss bitch. How much more will Tiffy take? We get the women's title #1 contenders match. It's Bayley versus Naomi. Winner gets a shot at Nia Jax. Naomi rocking neat Uno themed gear and hair. I don't know what's that about. I mean, does she like Uno that much? But I mean, Uno's a good game. Bayley to belly connects plus the diving elbow drop. Bayley wins and becomes the #1 contender for Nia's title. Really good competitive matchup right here. I mean, these two have fought each other numerous times, so more of the same of that good chemistry. Bayley got a nasty bruise on her arm. I'm not sure where she got that, but probably from her elbow drops. Naomi, nice effort, as always. Good matches with Bayley. 7.5 out of 10. Backstage, Andrade tells LA Knight, that he lost his respect due to that awkward as fuck handshake last week. Knight gets blindsided by Carmelo Hayes. Andrade is like, whoa, bro, and then he just follows Melo to the ring for their match. Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade for the 6th time. Why not? Melo gets power slammed on the apron. Melo, real nice springboard cutter, gets a near fall. Andrade, double moonsault, not enough, goes for the message. Melo hits the wicked counter and a pop-up cutter. Andrade kicks out of that. Melo then with a mid-air counter into an avalanche cutter. That was sick. Thumbs up for that. Andrade, nasty spinning back elbow, sends Melo to the outside. Knight arrives, causing a distraction. Melo takes advantage, rolls up Andrade to steal the W and tie the series up again between Andrade and Melo. It's tied 3 matches apiece. Yet another banger performance from Andrade and Melo. I didn't like the finish on this one and the amount of commercial breaks throughout this one. I think there's 3 commercial breaks throughout this match. Fucking insane. Definitely hurt the flow of this match for me. But the performance was out. It might have been one of their best performances in the ring together, but the flow of the match got hurt. If this was a pay-per-view or something with no commercials, they would have fucking, easily would have been an 8.5 or something. But this, 7.5, we get Andrade is pissed off at LA Knight, even more so now that he caused the distraction. We move on. It's Kevin and Randy Orton talking strategy backstage. Cody interrupts, wanting to talk to Kevin, but KO doesn't want to talk to Cody, tells Cody to go focus on Bad Blood. So yeah, obviously tensions are rising between Kevin and Cody Rhodes again. We move on. It's Michin versus Piper Niven with Chelsea, who brought out a smelly trash can that really upsets Michael Cole. He's like, "What's in that trash can? It stinks!" Piper hits a mean cannonball inside and outside of the ring. We get a nice crucifix bomb counter by Michin. Black hole slam by Piper gets a near fall. Green's distraction backfires. Piper crashes into the trash can. Michin hits Eat Defeat to pick up a big momentum W against Piper. A damn fine matchup right here. Big bumps, some nice near falls, and the right amount of shenanigans. I like Chelsea when she does the shenanigans because she does it in an entertaining way. She's usually on the receiving end of whatever bad is going to happen, and she's a great sport with that kind of stuff. She loves being on the butt end of the joke. 7.5 out of 10. We get a triple threat ladder match is announced for next week for the tag team championships. Holy shit. It's the Tongans. They will defend against DIY and Street Profits. Holy moly. Then we get a hype up video package for it. Like I need more hype for a freaking triple threat ladder match, bro. God damn, I can't wait. We get Naomi and Bayley smoothing over any potential beef after the match that they had against each other. All is well with the friends. They're good. Tiffany Stratton shows up chirping Naomi. Tiffy gets challenged to a match next week versus Naomi. It's main event time. It's Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Fatu sells the first Orton table backplex, but not the next 5. Solo gets a taste of it as well, getting dropped on the table. Kevin Owens Samoan dropped onto the table and knees to the back off of the Swanton attempt. Ouch, those were a couple of nasty bumps for Kevin. Vintage Orton hot tag crowd going frickin' nuts. Tongans arrive for the distraction. Cody comes out, fights off any of that interference. We get the RKO out of nowhere. KO hits a stunner, but Fatu pushes Cody into the referee. Kevin is upset with Cody, gets super kicked, and Bloodline steal the victory. Really good, entertaining main event match right there. Crowd was loving it, especially anything Randy Orton. Great work from Kevin Owens, taking some big bumps, doing a lot of good work. 7.5 out of 10. Cody, Randy, and Kevin are arguing with each other as the show ends. Kevin believing that, Cody knocked out the ref on purpose and all that crap. Cody's like, "Are you crazy?" And yeah, that's how we end the show. And a really good SmackDown for a great fired up Oklahoma City, really fired up crowd, setting up for a big SmackDown next week with that ladder match. Oh my God. I wish it would be on pay-per-view, but hey, I'll take them. Good wrestling throughout the show. Kevin Owens and Cody clashing with each other more and more. We'll see where that is going to end up. Nia getting more cruel towards Tiffany Stratton. How much longer before Tiffany explodes on Nia? Good SmackDown. Really good SmackDown. 7.5 All right, and now we go to the land of AEW, and I am making an executive decision as the CEO of the GX Plus cast. I am no longer going to be covering Rampage. I am canceling Rampage because it is trash. It is not worth my time to watch anymore and review because it is just more wrestling, zero storyline implications. It's just some more extra wrestling. I have considered adding on TNA because I was watching it this week with my wife, and there's a ton of NXT wrestlers on TNA every single week. So there's more implications storyline wise and all that with TNA than there is with Rampage. So as of right now, no more Rampage. I can't take it anymore. So we're sticking with the main shows of Dynamite and Collision. Those shows are still worth my time. So we're starting with Dynamite, and it's Grand Slam in Queens, New York. So fuck yeah, let's start off with the AEW World Championship match. It's Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson. What? Wow. Nigel is in the ring waiting. Danielson's music plays, but there is no Bryan. Nigel forces the referee to make a 10 count. Cue the final countdown. Oh my, I literally just got chills just saying that. Out comes the champion with at least a full roll of medical tape wrapped around his neck. It's Bryan Danielson, baby. Thumbs up for that awesome entrance right there. I will say though, it did kind of take the wind out of the crowd a little bit. Having that fake out with Bryan, it really did feel like, they weren't going to have that match tonight. Just because it felt like this is a match that should have happened at like All Out, All In front of a big crowd. No offense to the Queens crowd. It's a small but hardcore crowd, of course, but this match felt very, very big, at least in my opinion, and it felt like to kick off this show, it just didn't feel right to me. But anyway, Bryan comes out and the match begins. We get a heavy-handed slap by Bryan, makes Nigel smile. Bryan early label locked in. Nigel manages to escape. Nigel with the classic lariats looking real nice and snug. We get the Towers of London connects. Danielson kicks out. Bryan hammering Nigel, fighting to get the label locked in, and he gets it. Nigel says thank you before he is forced to tap out. Whew, okay. Well, a really good matchup. Really good performance from Nigel. After 13 years away, this is his first singles match that he's had. Nigel's strikes, I will say, didn't look that good. They didn't look like they were hitting Bryan very hard. But Nigel's lariats sure looked good still. Those lariats were nice and snug. They looked fantastic. I will say Danielson wasn't holding back at all. He was beating the fuck out of Nigel. I would love for these guys to fight some more. If that's it for Nigel, then so be it. That's okay with me. If he just wanted to go out on his own note, that's fine. I'm really happy for Nigel if that's the case. 7.5 out of 10, really good match. I'm very happy that it happened. Understand if Nigel didn't want to, go all in like they were back in Ring of Honor and shit like that. Anyway, Christian Cage arrives, about to sign the contract for a title shot, but Kip Sapien snags the pen away from Christian just before he could sign the contract. Good stuff right there. We move on. It's the FTW Championship match. So they claim all the titles are on the line. That is not the case, but lots of championships will be on the line. Like the FTW Championship, Hook defends against Roderick Strong with Undisputed Kingdom. Hook using a kendo stick to take out Undisputed Kingdom. Hook goes headfirst into a chair. How you doing? Roddy suplexed onto a chair. That was fucking nasty. And that chair wasn't, flat. That thing was set up and you just nasty. Roddy then gutbusters Hook onto a chair. And that bitch, again, was set up. That looks nasty. And then a running knee with the chair gets a near fall. The Red Rum is locked in out of nowhere. Roddy taps out and Hook retains. Damn it, Roddy. You had it, dog. You had it. It was a good match. I like the use of the chair throughout. Quite a few nasty bumps right there. 7 out of 10. And then Hook officially retires the FTW Championship. Hook returns the title to its original owner, which also happens to be his dad, Taz. They hug it out. Nice, sweet moment right there. And I will say, probably a good call to get rid of a singles title, considering AEW is heavily, tag team oriented, lots of trios, lots of squads and stuff like that. And they have a ridiculous amount of singles championships. They have like 4 or 5 singles championships. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense to retire this one. Wasn't an official title anyway. I will be sad because the title looks awesome. It's a very cool looking championship, but yeah, it never really had a place in AEW in all honesty, so makes a lot of sense to me. All right, we get the AEW World Tag Team Championships on the line now. It's the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson defending against Will Ospreay and Cal Fletcher. Offensive explosion from all 4 ends with a hidden blade. Everybody is down. Ospreay catches Nicholas, nails stereo, Styles clashes with Kyle, fucking cool. Ospreay Stormbreaker connects, Nicholas makes the save. Wicked mid-air Oz Cutter, a TK driver, Matthew kicks out, and then kicks out of a Coriolis. So many kickouts. Nasty buckled brainbuster, you guessed it, pin gets broken up. Don Callis gives Fletcher the screwdriver. Ospreay stops Kyle from using it. Bucks with multiple belt shots behind the referee's back. We get a super kick party to Fletcher. The Bucks pin and retain. Ridiculous performance from all 4 men right here. Bucks and Ospreay's that formula, they're both known for a similar formula. Bucks and Ospreay love themselves some false finishes, tons of near falls, finishers, and all of that stuff. Combining them both together, it got a little bit out of control with all the near falls, just maybe 7 too many of those, but regardless, ridiculous performances. I mean, these guys were nonstop hitting big move after big move and just sensational to watch. Though I feel like they pull out this style every single match. You need to pull this out just for the pay-per-views because you're absolutely watering it down when you do it every single match where you take a finisher, you hit a finisher right off, you're not selling stuff. Like you need to make it more special and not just every single match. So I'm getting nervous that they're overusing that formula. It doesn't work every match. You can't do it every time, but still it's ridiculous. 8 out of 10. We get Mark Briscoe, very good fired up promo backstage with the conglomeration. Thumbs up for that. We get Prince Nana provides an update on Swerve Strickland. Nana says Swerve is mentally strong but physically not ready to return. Then out of absolutely nowhere, it is M to the motherfucking VP, y'all. MVP is in AEW. MVP praising Swerve but is not impressed with the job Prince Nana has done. MVP offers up the business card to be passed to Swerve when he's ready to ascend. Oh, snap right there. Welcome to AEW. MVP. Did not expect him to go at Nana like that. But there you go. We get some managerial beef. MVP trying to steal away Swerve Strickland. That should be fun. Oh my God. I'm just so happy that MVP's here. AEW. Women's World Championship on the line. Mariah May defends against Yuka Sakazaki. Yuka attacks May before the bell. May hard strike and a mean German suplex connects. Yuka Northern Lights driver goes for the magic splash. May gets the knees up, hits the Storm Zero to retain. A good try from Yuka. Nice performance from her. Mariah hard hitting everything. I mean, she is really, really stiff in the ring. Good match right there. 7 out of 10. May attacking Yuka after the bell. Willow Nightingale shows up to fight off May. And then Shirakawa's music hits, distracting Willow by accident. May cheap shots Willow and then cheeses it, celebrating with a very conflicted Shirakawa. She's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't want to celebrate with you, Mariah. I'm sorry, Willow. So yeah, she's very confused. And now it's time for the main event. For Darby's title shot, it's Jon Moxley with Shafir versus Darby Allin. Moxley pops Darby with a stiff punch right to the mouth, causing some blood. Darby, tossed hard into the corner, goes flying through the ropes. Jesus. I mean, Darby, even the most simple standard bumps, he makes look horrifying. He just getting tossed into the corner. Guy goes fucking flying, damn near kills himself. Holy shit. Allen, coffin drop to the outside and a rolling senton dive, smashing himself and Moxley into the barricade. Moxley smacks Darby hard off of the top to the floor. Shafir exposes the floor on the outside. Darby's dive misses and he hits the exposed floor. And then Moxley slams Darby onto the steel steps. How you doing? Darby coffin drops right into Moxley's chokehold. That was really, really cool. I'll hit that with a thumbs up. That was awesome. Darby, with a crazed look in his eyes, escapes the choke. Moxley, with a mean avalanche paradigm shift, pins and wins. Oh, banger of a main event match right there. Brutal Darby bumps, nasty Moxley aggression, hell of a chemistry right there. 8 out of 10. Danielson appears choking out Moxley with a scarf or something like that. Private Party join the fight, pure chaos. Danielson about to end Moxley, but Pac and Claudio are there to make the save. Danielson declares war on Moxley. Bryan challenges Moxley to a match at Wrestle Dream for the title. Oh, fuck yeah. That's going to be a sensational match right there. And that's the end of the show. A great special Grand Slam edition of Dynamite. Lots of titles were on the line. All matches were good to banger level. Danielson fighting Nigel, for me, was super cool. Just wasn't, the battles that they had in Ring of Honor. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. But for me personally, it was a big treat just to see Nigel and Danielson going at it. Moxley versus Danielson, that's going to be a bloodbath. MVP is all elite, and I am so happy about it. And is MVP going to successfully steal Swerve away? What's going to happen with Nana? Big title match set between Moxley and Danielson. Already talked about that, but oh man, I am excited for that match. 8 out of 10 for the Dynamite. And now we continue Grand Slam in Queens with Collision. So we got Saraya Rules match, which is basically no disqualification, but more on the side of Saraya. Saraya can get away with more, I guess. Anyway, it's Saraya with Harley Cameron versus Jamie Hayter. One of Saraya's rules is she gets a free slap on Hayter to start the match. Jamie is more than happy to take that slap. She's like, you go right the fuck ahead. I'm going to kill you after. Saraya blasts Hayter in the face with a VCR. Holy shit. And that looked nasty, bro. That looked like she clocked her right in the face with that. Thumbs up. Saraya beating and choking Hayter with a keyboard. Lots of technology getting thrown in here. Saraya accidentally clocks Cameron in the head with a baking sheet, I think. I don't know what that was. Hayter mean anti-air power slam on the floor to Saraya. Hayter and Cameron crash hard through 1.5 tables covered in Hot Wheels. Thumbs up. Nasty fall right there. They crash through one and then their heads kind of hit the second table. Hopefully everyone's okay. Jamie corner slams Saraya through a table, hits a fucking tombstone and a Haterade for the big W for the returning Hayter. That was friggin' awesome. Saraya taking some big, scary looking bumps. I mean, I hope she's okay. That VCR shot was ridiculous. I love that. Saraya Rules basically made it no disqualification, and that was a great call. Banger of an opening match, brawl, whatever you want to call it. 8 out of 10. We get a trios tornado tag. It's the conglomeration Briscoe, Orange, and O'Reilly versus Learning Tree, Big Bill, Jericho, and Keith. Big Bill clearing out the conglomeration in impressive fashion. Briscoe gets a code breaker with a chair. That was cool. Jericho with Keith on his lap, getting kicked by the conglomeration. A funny little moment there. Briscoe hits the J Driller, goes to the top rope, only to be avalanche chokeslammed through a table, damn near killing Chris Jericho at the same time. Thumbs up for that. Jericho grabs the pin and the Learning Tree win. Well, apparently tornado tags have no rules. I'm completely fine with this. I mean, they're using chairs, tables. It was all allowed. Chaotic action with weapons. Big Bill was freaking awesome in front of his home crowd. He was dominating. He looked like a big, powerful monster. Gets the big choke slam at the end. Hell yeah, Big Bill. People love themselves some big bill. 7.5. We get Brody King versus Action Andretti. King obliterates Action in no time with a nasty cannonball in the corner. Brody wins. Top Flight gets jumped by the Righteous after the match. Top Flight gain the high ground. All right. We get the TNT Championship Open Challenge match. It's Jack Perry defending against Minoru Suzuki. Oh, fuck yeah. Suzuki is laughing at Jack Perry's weak chops. He's like, come on, you got any more than that? And he just keeps hitting him, and Suzuki just keeps laughing. Very funny. Referee Aubrey lets Suzuki get away with a little itty-bitty chair shot. I mean, he barely grazed freaking Perry with that, so it's fine with me. Perry then spikes Suzuki with a very nasty DDT on the floor and a running kick to Suzuki's head into the steel steps. Perry wins by countout. Boo. Entertaining surprise to see Suzuki beat a little bit of respect into Jack Perry. A quick, solid little match. And now it's AEW World Trios Championships on the line. Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta defending against Private Party, Cassidy, Quen, and Commander, I guess, is now in the party. Yuta not wanting to help out Claudio or Pac. I mean, rightfully so. They kind of did betray him. Cassidy flag pulls Pac with a nasty counter DDT. Yuta forces his way in for a hot tag. Cattle mutilation locked in, and Cassidy forced to tap out. Lots of staring and tension between Yuta, Claudio, and Pac, but no violence. Solid tag team match right here. Pac, ridiculous selling. I honestly was hoping Private Party would have gotten a better showing in this matchup. They seemed that they were trying to level up Private Party, but they kind of just got dominated in this match. And there was a lot more focus on Yuta and the Pac and Claudio tension in this match. So, yeah, a little bit disappointed for Private Party right here. We move on to the Hispanic Heritage Triple Threat match. It is the Beast Mortos versus Hologram versus Dralistico. We get some super fast counters and hurricanranas and pinfall attempts just for a nice little warm-up. Dralistico, big dive followed by a bigger dive from Holograms with a springboard thing. Dive on Mortos. Everyone's beating up on Mortos. And they gang up on Mortos again with a sweet Poison Rana and Crucifix Bomb combo. Mortos and Dralistico decide to work together. Doesn't go well. We get a miscommunication. Allows Hologram to Crucifix pin Dralistico for the W. Really good showcase for the Lucha Libre style right there. Lovely high flying and flashy counters. I've seen better out of Hologram and Mortos, like singles matches between each other. I liked Dralistico in there. He got a nice little showing right there. But I think I would definitely have preferred a Hologram versus Mortos one-on-one. That shit is ridiculous. Roosh, who's Dralistico's brother, comes out to hug Mortos and Dralistico. So are we teasing like a new team, or is this like an old team from AAA or something that might be reforming? I'm just wondering. Like, I didn't know that Dralistico was Roosh's brother. They kind of just announced that on the show, so I don't know if that's new information. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, we get MXM Collection in the ring to unveil Max Caster's new custom jacket. Collection cutting a promo on Max's old terrible jacket, and a fashion show begins with every model rocking an MXN Collection face cover. I enjoyed that. Finally, they unveil the extremely shredded Hans, who is wearing the custom jacket. MXM would like Hans to remove his clothes so they can touch tips. Hans unveils his true identity. It's Daddy Ace. The Acclaimed arrive, beat up the male models as MXM retreat, and are very, very concerned about Hans' safety. Very, very entertaining segment right here from MXM. Thumbs up from these guys. I'm loving them. We move on to the Lumberjack strap match. So, Jeff Jarrett described this match as the Lumberjacks would be strapped together on the outside. That is not how this match goes down. The Lumberjacks are equipped with straps. If you fall out of the ring, you get strapped. Let's get into it. It's Hangman Adam Page versus Jeff Jarrett. Jeff has some friendly Lumberjacks on the outside. He gets a hug from them. Jeff is tossed to the unfriendly side and then gets strapped. Funny stuff. Hangman finally gets a taste of the straps, courtesy of the Ass Boys. Referee doesn't see Juice Robinson's illegal strap to Hangman. Hangman strapping Jeff in the ring. Aubrey allows this. Karen Jarrett runs in to protect her man. The Lumberjacks rebel on Hangman. Jarrett gets low blowed. Paige hits the Deadeye for the victory. Better than expected, I will say, for a Lumberjack match. The straps definitely helped. It absolutely helped. 7 out of 10. Hangman being mean to Aubrey and Jarrett. Juice Robinson runs in being crazy, chasing off the Hangman. So we moving into a Juice Robinson Hangman beef or Hangman and the Ass Boys, all that shit. We'll see. Main event time. It is Okada versus Sammy Guevara with Dustin Rhodes. Guevara leaps off of the steps, delivers a beautiful cutter and a nasty landing on the floor for Sammy there. Okada DDT on the floor. Sammy spikes himself. Great sell. Funny interaction between Okada and Sammy Guevara fan in the front row. The fan has a sign that reads, "I am here for Sammy Guevara." Okada takes the sign and crumbles it up, and the fan's like, oh. Anyway, great stuff. Sammy, unique head scissor driver counter out of the Okada tombstone. Okada backdrops Sammy onto the steel steps. That looked hella painful. Okada hits the Rainmaker for the W. Oh, Sammy Guevara, ridiculous selling and bumps throughout this matchup. Okada working pretty damn good with the high-flying style. He even did a little bit himself. Really good competitive matchup right here. I really enjoyed the chemistry. 7.5 out of 10. And a good continuation of Grand Slam. With some odd choices, though. Why didn't Okada defend his title? Why was it those stupid contender matches where it's like, oh, if you beat the champion, you'll get a shot? Why is the title not on the line as the main event match? And Brody King versus Andretti, what was that? That was just super rushed, kind of pointless, honestly. But the rest of the matches were good. That opening, though, Saraya versus Jamie Hayter, that should have been the main event match, man. That was a banger. You had the weapons, the returning Jamie Hayter in the ring. It felt like a bigger match than Okada. Like, if Okada's match had the title on the line, yeah, absolutely main event. But I think it should have been Hayter and Saraya. That was an awesome match. And it would have given the show better balance. Like, the first two matches were weapon-filled. You had Saraya and Hayter with weapons, then you had the trios tornado tag with weapons and shit. If you put Okada there instead, it would have helped with the balance a little bit. Anyway, I don't run the show, so who fucking cares? 7 out of 10 for Collision. And we'll hit you with the 3 stars. We got a shout-out. Got to shout out the Young Bucks versus Ospreay and Fletcher. You know, if you haven't seen them fight before, you'd be like, what? This match was sensational. But I have seen the Bucks and Ospreay fight each other 6, 2 dozen times now. So the formula, like I said, it's watered down at this point. I've seen the Bucks kick out of every finisher known to man. I've seen Ospreay no-sell every finisher known to man and 30 near falls and stuff like that. I can't take away that it's incredibly impressive to watch. It's starting to get watered down. So, good enough for a shout-out. 3rd star goes to Saraya versus Jamie Hayter. Their no disqualification thingy on Collision. The VCR alone gets them into that 3rd star slot. That was so good. Saraya taking big bumps, man. I'm very impressed with what Saraya's doing over there. I think she's underutilized. I think she's a fantastic talent that they're not quite utilizing properly. I think she can get people over and like with ease. I think she's very talented at doing that kind of stuff. She's very entertaining. Hopefully the Saraya and Hayter thing continue because it's been great. Good enough for the 3rd star. 2nd star goes to Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin on Dynamite. Just kicking the shit out of each other. Darby kicking the shit out of himself because that's what he always does. Good enough for the 2nd star. But the 1st star goes to Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker. Intercontinental Championship match on Raw. Jey Uso finally climbs the solo championship ladder and gets himself an Intercontinental Championship. I'm sad that the Braun Breaker reign is already over, but he's already starting to feel like a guy that doesn't necessarily need a championship at all times. He's a ridiculous talent to watch in the ring. He's just getting over with his in-ring abilities. He's pretty fucking good on the microphone. He can trash talk really good. Yeah, man, Braun Breaker, I think they're moving him up already to that next level. He could stay in the mid-card for a little bit more, fight for some more Intercontinental Championship. Stay there for a little bit, but this guy's main event. He's going main event, and he's going to be a big star, Braun Breaker. So watch out for him getting the first star this weekend. That's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, make sure you're reviewing and telling 30 or so of your friends about the podcast. Share it around. Let everybody know about it and all that good stuff. Hit it with a review or a star rating. Follow it and all that good stuff you got to do. I got a Twitter page where I put up announcements as best as I can, trying to put up more pictures of the GX Plus cats so we can see how cute they are and stuff. I'm trying, but, I don't take a lot of pictures. Twitter page you can follow there. I got a YouTube channel, Gamer GX Videos, where I upload all of these episodes. You can watch them over on YouTube. Great place to drop a comment. You want a question answered live on the podcast, I'll shout out your name, answer your question as best as I can, preferably something about wrestling, video games, or hockey. Outside of that, I am no expert, but I'll try. And there's a email address if you want to have a private conversation. My door is open for everyone and anyone. And in terms of what else we got going on with the GX Plus cast this week, I just did a Plucky Squire review, so you can check out that review of game that just came out. Not that, just a week or so ago, so a modern review there for you. And we are getting into the month of October, which will be an all horror themed GamerCast month. Every episode will be a horror game. We're talking horror movies. It's going to be all horror stuff for the month of October. Very, very excited for that. So we'll be getting that rolling next week. And the HockeyCast, baby, we're so close to the NHL regular season kicking off. We're not even 2 weeks away. We're just 10 days away, y'all. 10 days away, and we're going to get ourselves some real NHL hockey. And of course, I'll be covering this NHL season as well on the HockeyCast. So be over there and check that one out. Next week, we got Bad Blood, so there'll be a pay-per-view review for the WrestleCast. And that's it, everybody. One more time. Thank you so much for listening. You the best, and we'll be back again with some more GX Plus Cast.